ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲೇ
Hyderabad Gujarat Express Saiyami Station Netaji Bhavan. कृपया ध्यान दें.
Well, Gujarat's top order started the party, but the middle order wasn't given the address because once again, they didn't show up to the party. Gujarat have been restricted to 196 in their 20 overs. Sai Sudharsan getting 63, Buttler 39, Shubman Gill 38, Hardik Pandya, the pick of the bowlers for MI, 2 for 29 in his 4 overs. Hello and welcome to Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher and I'm joined by Lisa and Michael. They've gone nowhere. Welcome back to the show.
Top of the table.
Right there, Lisa. You come in and you come in with a win.
Yeah,
thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Coming
Like
in
the
hot.
cause.
Okay, and now I'm leaving.
I'd go.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
100% right.
You shouldn't do the postman.
That's what Dooley did.
Follow up.
Dooley got to the top of the table and just left. Not been seen since.
Well, the top of the table, it is in our prediction game, but Gujarat's not going to be happy looking at that table because, again, Michael, the first 3 do well. We spoke about it in the pre-match show, and then that entire collapse from that middle order once again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the batting lineup and thinking, I think my maths are right. The first 3 got 140 runs. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to work out, you look at the scorecard there, and that middle order, as we spoke pre-match, it's just lacking, that power and that finesse. The top 3 were magnificent, but I'm just trying to, whether it's that middle are not in great form and they haven't got the power, or the pitch just started to die a little bit. We saw a little bit of tail from Trent Bolt. There was a bit of reverse swing, and a few of those slow balls down the back end were really dying in the surface. So I'm just trying to wait and see what happens in the second innings. I don't usually sit on the fence, but I'm trying to work out. It might be one of those pitches where you want to be at the top of the batting lineup because it's probably the easiest time to bat, and it might be getting harder and harder. If the dew comes in, it'll play a big factor for Mumbai chasing these downs. But if the pitch stays as we've just seen in the last 5 overs, where so many of those slow balls just died and bounced through to the keeper, it won't be an easy chase.
Yeah, I don't think dew's going to come in. It would already be in now. So that means like a Rashid Khan really absolutely comes into the game. And when you've got a total on the board and there's a bit of scoreboard pressure as well, that's where he bowls at his best. So everything's kind of pointing towards Gujarat, but we know that Mumbai, again, if the top order, and we've seen that you can blow out that power play and get ahead of the run rate, the required run rate, then you can make it a lot easier for your middle order to just kind of go run a ball.
But Gujarat, I don't think, I think we're right to highlight, I don't think they have anyone in that engine room that really, it's not making the opposing bowlers shiver.
Yes.
Most other teams have 2 or 3 around that back end that you go, oh no, you miss your zone by an inch and it's just going to fly into the stands. I don't think they've got many of those kind of players. So I'm kind of on the fence here because I'm not too sure whether it's the pitch or it's just that batting lineup doesn't have the power of some of the other teams.
Well, it certainly looked like a first half and a second half. Like you said, we'll have to wait and watch. But I want to have a look at that innings progression because when we were in the comm box, it was all looking very good for Gujarat, Lisa. And then just look at those last 5 overs. 6 wickets, 56 runs.
Yeah, losing back-to-back wickets, regardless of anywhere in the innings, is a coach killer. Scoreboard didn't move for 3 balls and they lost 3 wickets in the process as well. And you even look at Sai Sudharsan as well. He only faced, 40-odd deliveries and he got out at 17.5?
Yeah.
So it just shows you that he didn't really get much of the strike as well. So those next guys coming in, apart from the top 3, they didn't really feed him the strike. So when a guy's in and going, like he was, try and give him the strike as much as possible.
If you just put those numbers back on the screen, it's that second phase that I'd be concerned about for Gujarat, and that's when
11 to 15.
Well, 26 for 1 at 6.5 from 7 to 10. I think that's where the game's changed. That is like old money, where you get your power play 66, and then you knock it around till 10. You keep your wickets in hand. I don't think you can allow yourself to have that period anymore. I think you've just got to keep going. So that 6.5 really should be 9s, 9s or 10s, and then you start getting over 200. I just don't think there's a period in T20 now that you can. If you lose early wickets, yes, you somehow just going to maybe sit in for 2 or 3 overs and try and get a partnership. But once you've got such a flying start, I think you've got to keep going.
Yeah.
But credit to Hardik, you think he rotated his bowlers well? I think there were 3 overs in that phase where there was no boundary given, which we rarely see, and he bowled 2 out of those. So
yeah, I thought he bowled really well, and I thought he captained well. So you could see that there must have been a plan with Shafane Rutherford, because Deepak Chahar was looking at him and they were celebrating. And then also Shah Rukh Khan, he had the majority of the fielders out on the offside and extra cover on the boundary, got caught right on the boundary. So I thought he managed it well. Mujib, he realised today's not the day. I'd rather go with my pace bowlers that hit the hole, that can bowl those cutters in. Spin wasn't as effective, but we may see it play more of a role.
Hardik was clever as a skipper because he bowled himself outside of the power play. As soon as the power play went, and usually he bowls in the power play, and he's a good bowler in the power play, hits the deck hard, but as soon as he got out of the power play, loads of those kind of slow ball whacked into the pitch, lots of kind of fielders in front of the square. I thought they had some clever fields. We're seeing, in actual fact, again, T20 cricket is moving on so much. You're seeing so many different fields.
Yes.
You know, so many kind of little plays. It's pretty much like baseball. The old signals on the side of the pants.
The set play,
just moving fielders here or there. I think it's fascinating to watch all the different fields that are being set.
But Lisa, you think like a 8.5, 9 economy, which we're seeing Deepak Chahar and Trent Boult had, is that a new normal now in T20 cricket?
I think so. A new normal for the bowlers is 10s. You're okay with 10s, aren't you?
Take that, particularly in the power play.
The tough overs.
It's tough. I think it's really tough. And, you know, we've got a lot of bowlers on our panel, and there's a lot of discussions about potentially changing the wide rule or giving them another bouncer or whatever it may be, just to kind of square up the ledger slightly.
Yeah, I think they should get another bouncer.
Yeah.
I do. I think we don't just want to see a 6-sitting fest every single evening, but I do think the bowlers, a bouncer, a good batter doesn't mind a bouncer. You just kind of use pace and flick it into the stands. That's what most of the players do. But I like this pitch though, because I think there is a little bit there. It's not a complete road. It's not just no chance for the bowler, but you need to be smart. You need to be clever with your field settings.
But Lisa, Michael, MI fans watching this game, I think will be very happy just to see the energy that Hardik got today. We saw him really joyous. He was smiling around, and we saw that energy, and we also saw that give and take between Rohit and him. There's just something about the team, and as a fan, when you look from the outside, like last year, everything didn't seem very well. But today, when we saw Hardik back on the field, it almost felt like, oh, this feels like a normal MI side.
It's like it's got a good vibe, right? But, a happy team, a smiling team normally performs well, right? So whether they're a little bit more comfortable in their roles, they understand where they sit in the bigger picture of life, they can all of a sudden start to perform the way they do. Hardik on the field and playing this game was crucial. It was a huge disadvantage, him not playing. I understand the reason why, but him coming back in, and he did look quite relaxed, quite calm, mucking around. So that's good signs. But still half a job done.
Yeah, I mean, we were waiting for the boos to see if he got a bit of a boo or two. But the reason why he didn't is that most of the crowd have got blue shirts on. We're all supporting Mumbai. They've got a huge amount of following. Probably all of us, we follow them on social media, and the Mumbai Indians, you can clearly see that they do a lot of stuff together off the field.
Yes.
There's a lot of social. They seem to go to a lot of parties. I'd like to play for the Mumbai Indians. It looks like no wonder they get on. They're always doing something at night, and everything's filmed, all the speeches in the dressing room. And one thing actually Rohit said this week about smiling and just being happy and just making sure that you don't judge yourself on what you do on a cricket field. Make sure whatever happens on the field, the next morning you get up and you're smiling away. And they seem to be a happy camp this year, but they've still got to win. They've got to somehow get these runs today and get their campaign off to a victory, and then they come here and play KKR on Monday night. But you have to win. You can be as happy as you want. That happiness soon turns to It's all right saying smiling, but if you lose 2 or 3 on the trot, I can tell you, you're not smiling.
This becomes a smile. It's like, really happy.
The fake smiles come out, don't they?
No, well, I think there's one person who will be smiling is Sai Sudharsan because of the way he played again today, 63 of 41. And we've spoken about the top order and what he brings, but just Lisa striking at 153. He's hit 2 sixes, 4 fours. So again, looking very good.
Yeah, he's looking good. I reckon he'd look great at number 3 too as well. I think he'd play the same game there. But look, when you're a young player and you're given an opportunity, you have to take it. And he's done exactly that. He'll be kicking himself probably a little bit that he's not finishing off the job. You feel like Gujarat are leaving maybe 15 to 20 runs left in the sheds because they're losing those wickets at the back end. Someone isn't going all the way through. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, but he's got some wonderful shots. We spoke about in the combox that drive down the ground.
That's lovely,
Beautiful.
On top of the bounce, just perfect. So he's got all of the makings to have a really good year.
I mean, he's played twice now really well. And I just think, I mean, he's played lovely, but I think he's got another gear in him. I do think he could go again. You know, I look at his shots, he's got a wonderful bat swing. And I think what he can do, he can train himself to go harder earlier. You know, these players, now you look at Travis Head. Travis just goes from ball one, whack. Phil Salt goes from ball one, whack. And I think he's got the game that if he's going to open and he's done well in 2 games, I think he could go harder earlier. I think he's one of those players that likes to give himself a few balls just to get used to, you know, the conditions, the pitch. And I just think the game's moved on. I think he's got to have the mindset of in his stance from ball one right. I'm ready to go, I'm ready to strike. And I think he's got the game and I think he's good enough to go to that next level. And
that's exactly what this is saying, is he takes his time to start, like you're saying, Michael, and then that strike rate of 210 and 100 and 172. So you want him to start.
I think he can. I mean, again, you've just got to look at where the game, you know, 5-10 years ago, no problem.
Yeah.
But the game's moved on again. You know, these players now, they know so much about all the bowlers that they're going to face that they know what they're going to try and do. You see the field, you can assess really where the ball's going to be. And you've got to wait and see if the ball hoops or not. But fundamentally, in your mindset as an opening batter in T20 cricket now, ball one is your first chance to whack.
So just on that, I wanted to ask you. So he's 23 years of age and probably is showing the ability, goes away on India A trips. And so he's not playing a lot of domestic. So he's almost trying to fit into all 3 formats. As a 23-year-old, do you think, you know, his aspirations for Test honours is stopping him from necessarily training quite specifically for T20 cricket?
Yeah, good point. I mean, and do you know what? As a young player, 23, I hope his aspirations are to play Test cricket and 50-over cricket. If the one format is just on the back burner at the minute is the T20, but he's still doing very well with it, you know, I hope that is his method and I hope that is his mindset. But I just think he has got the game and he's got the ability. He could easily, those first 10 balls where he's not really striking in any way near what a Travis Head or these, you know, when you set out, you go, right, who's the best in the world? Who's doing what the best? All right, Travis Head's the best. What is he doing? Well, he's just going from ball one. So if you want to be the best opener in T20 cricket, that's what you want to do. If you want to be a player that's going to represent India in Test cricket and 50-over cricket, and kind of, he probably doesn't trust his game enough to just go from ball one at the minute, but he's certainly got the talent that could get to that. So he's in my Indian third team. He gets in my third team.
Give him a few more years and you watch him burst onto the scenes in all formats. So I think he'll figure it out. I think he'll figure it out.
Very natural player.
Well, I really want to see him do very well because he's like a proper cricketer who looks very good, very traditional. But there's someone that my heart is beating for as an Indian fan, as an MI fan. We know he likes to get going from the word go, but we want him to bat much longer because he's almost like he comes in a burst and then is gone quickly. Rohit Sharma's numbers haven't really done justice to the name he is, to how prolific he's been for so many years. Do you think that's playing on his mind or he's going to go out and again from ball number 1 go for it?
No, he'll go for it. That's what he knows. 450 T20 games today? Ridiculous amount of numbers. I'm a bit of a romantic, so I love my rom-coms. I like the happy ending. And a happy ending is in terms of Rohit Sharma scoring plenty of runs. So I hope he has that tonight. He needs to get going.
Well, Michael, Rohit, we know what he can do, how devastating he can be and how destructive he can be when he gets going. He's been doing this for India in the 50-over format as well, as that he goes really strong, but we want those bigger knocks from Rohit as fans.
Yeah, he's just got to pretend that he's got the Indian blues on rather than the Mumbai blues. He's just one
and
of those players.
Not the blues in the mood way.
No, I mean, he's such a great player. You know, and I think for Mumbai to travel, you know, the distance in this year is that he's got to get runs. He's got to get his team off to flies. He's got to find that mojo, that confidence. I just think Mumbai without a Rohit Sharma firing, you know, I can't see how they go. I don't think they'll make the qualifications. But if Rohit fires, you know, he's one of those few players that can almost win a game on his own. Mm-hmm. You know, he's that good. He's got that much power and skill. There's sometimes I watch Rohit, and I watched him in Australia in the Test series, and he sometimes portrays that kind of persona that he's not bothered that he's there. You know, and he's not. I'm sure he's not that. He's so relaxed, and as you say, he wants everyone to smile around him. But he's got to somehow find that inner kind of motivation, because he's been there, he's done it, he's won everything. But when you suddenly go back to your franchise, you've got to find sometimes that inner motivation, and if he can find that, he's going to be very dangerous.
Well, he's always smiling and making everyone smile around him. But as fans, everyone wants to see a big Rohit knock. So there are smiles on the fans' faces. They've already started, and there is a boundary of the second ball. Ishant Sharma is in as an impact sub. So I've given you all the background. You know why. Lisa, the winner, goes first.
I'm going to go 53.
61.
53. 61.
Gutted.
I know. And then when we ask her to go first...
What do you want to go? You can go as close as you want to us.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't be nice.
We can both win.
Oh, I'll go with 64.
64.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's just been not the best start for me. I'll just keep my fingers crossed. We'll be giving you all the updates at the 10-over point at the Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live. We'll see you all very soon.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲಿನ